was not in love, she misunderstood. I got problems, but you know that. Hello, hello. This week has flown by. It's already about almost 3 o'clock, approaching 3 p.m. here Thursday. This is the last week you've got to get your homes ready before friends and family come over for Thanksgiving. And I hope you're scheduling some time off of work for the holiday season as well through December. Yeah, a lot going on. Days just fly by here, and I'm just rambling. Go ahead and dive right in. Let me get logged in here. One sec. Which one? Maybe this one. Um, Updated some advertisements. If you're a client of mine, one of my sellers in Pickens County, we've got a new advertisement update for that shopper's guide that we do bi-weekly. So those will look really good. Also, if you're one of my clients and you received my magazine recently, I've been getting confirmations that they arrived in the mail. You're welcome. Hope you enjoy those recipes and stuff. I try to send it. If you want one next year, I may do a mid-year mail out as well. Just let me know. So today is the first day. The new listings have kind of slowed down. There's only like 8, and compared to there were like 23 days in a row this week. And buying primary homes have slowed down just a bit. Rates and stuff have not really adjusted enough, and buyers are holding out because the prices continue to be so high. And so let's just go ahead and dive right in. Let's see what's on the market. Like I said, I do this video for myself. I review this market, all these markets myself for my benefit, for my realtor business, for my development business, and we're on social media all the time. So I might as well start using YouTube, doing some of this important stuff, because my comments when I review these listings will give people a lot more insight, and hopefully they'll recognize that and want to continue to, learn more about the real estate business and how they can become a real estate business owner. And I'll tell you right now, the big guys, they're all in another business. It's just investment. They're not salesmen, they're not builders, they're not insurance people, all that stuff. The real big guys, they're the investors. So that's who you want to be. And I want to help you reach goals through my full-time real estate brokerage service. And I do. I mean, I really do. It's powerful. It's very powerful. Brandy and I took a sixplex renovated right by the University of Alabama. We were hired in June, and we got them to 100% occupancy in just a couple of months. And there were some gaps of time there, but we got them on 100% students, higher rates, what they wanted, that type of stuff, and made it happen. Authentic, already furnished properties, they just sell for more. They lease for more. That's how it works. You're taking more time off of their plate to handle things like that, and it's the best kept secret. You got to call me directly. If you're a full-time real estate investor, you're going to be shocked at what we can offer here by combining and saving. Same psychology with your insurance policy, home and auto. Most companies are, any insurance company is going to require you to have 2 policies anyway. I mean, it's like mandatory. So, and we understand you got money, you don't need help, you got furniture already, but when you're buying a $500,000 new construction home and I'm getting a $20,000 commission, why wouldn't you want me to give you $10,000 from my furniture company towards whatever you want? Ashley mattresses, sofas, sectionals, whatever. Why would you not want to do that? You got so much. You don't like saving money? Because that's okay too. Just say it. All right, first up, we got a Houndstooth condominium, Hampton Callahan, over at the Keller Williams franchise branch here in Tuscaloosa. They got franchises all over the country. And the franchise is owned by another people. They just own the franchise rights to use another person's company. 3 bed, 3 full bath unit, 1,388 square feet. Houndstooth was a really special development. It had like 25 different floor plans, so I do not know what this one is. But they're very, very functional, great place. This is one of the larger units, 3 bed, 3 bath, right there off of 15th Street before you get to 10th Avenue, which takes you straight to the stadium. You definitely can walk to the stadium from Houndstooth. You know, it's a pretty day outside. And this one's they're asking 435, so they continue to increase. All right, next up, we got a rental home in Tuscaloosa City Central, which would be around the downtown area. Forest Hill subdivision. It's a 4 bedroom, 2 full bath, mid-century 1950 year built, straight up, and they're asking 3,600 for it. So they must think students probably will want this with that high of a rate. Bonnie Garrett over at Harwood Real Estate LLC. It's another family brokerage business there downtown. She's the leasing agent. All right, next up, this is crazy. I saw this one earlier, and it's great to see sellers getting to the point of where they're ready to sell. But when you have the name your price mentality, what it would take to get you there, sometimes that's not matching reality. And Fayette is probably not. Nobody's gonna pay $2 million, 2,200,000. So they want the full 2 million and then pay an agent for 46 acres, and it's right there close to the Walmart. It's got a great location, but again, this is another one of those situations where I kind of feel like the agent. Let me see who it is. Lee Foster, Keller Williams franchise branch. He should really help the client understand reality. And again, it's his client. They can do whatever they like. I've had listings that we reduce the price on to get it where it needs to be. But in my opinion, asking $2.2 million for 46 acres in Fayette with the economic conditions the way they are, that's asking for all the gains that a buyer will get when they take the time to put the money into the investment, buy the property, build the building, and have all that equity gains. Then it would be worth $2.2 million. But these sellers just want the value as if it's already done and built and it's worth $2 million. So again, they're probably ready to sell, but $1 million would be more realistic. All right, moving on. Northport County, Kentuck Estate subdivision, Cedarwood Avenue. This house was built in 2010, so it's not even 2 decades old. Almost 2,000 square feet with Huntington Elementary, Tuscaloosa County High School, zoning. Lisa Smalley over at Harwood Real Estate LLC as well. They're downtown, I believe. That's 2 listings for them today. And they're asking $425, 4.25 for that one, Northport County. Okay, still in Northport, Trestle Square subdivision, that new D.R. Horton subdivision built in 2020. This one was built in 2021. It's almost 2,200 square foot, so a larger floor plan, third of an acre, 0.35, 2-level, 3-bed, 2 full bath, 1 half bath. Glenn Wilson, First Genesis Realty's got it listed. Don't think I've met Glenn. $299,900 asking price. All right, next up, this was in Calera, Alabama. I was just in Calera this weekend. They have the North Pole Express where Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus boards the train with milk and cookies and elves. It's a magical experience for your kids. Uh-oh, airplane. Yep, airplane just went by there. Always like getting. You may not can hear it because this microphone's hooked up to the same computer. But my Plachette Montgomery Elite Signature Property, she's got it listed, and she's been doing a lot of business. Very proud to see all the success she's having. Camden Park subdivision, Shelby County, Southern Calera. 1,500 square foot, brand new home, built in 2024. So just 1 year old there, almost a fifth of an acre. Calera schools, 3-bed, 2-bath floor plan. Asking 275.9. So that's just north of that 250 threshold that I really think is, still an affordable price point, especially if there's two incomes on the same roof. All right. Yeah, this one was from yesterday. That's it. 6 new listings for today. Let's jump over to the pendings and take a look. Pendings. All right. So there's 24 pending listings. Looks like a huge swath. There's a big investor purchaser of Sandy Ridge new construction. It's about 10 of them that went pending. I would predict those are going to be rental homes before long. Jeez Louise. Okay. Inverness Gardens, just right here. 1,000 square foot, 2-bed, 2-bath. It's on the market for 75 days, 200,000 asking price. Watercrest conversion condo sold right away, 420. Okay, we got one in Northwood Lake. It was on the market for 3 months, 100 days. It's a mid-century home, 2,100 square foot, 3-bed, 3-bath, and they were asking 305. And it does have a buyer agent on there. Again, really focusing on that buyer agency because buyers now, with buyer agency required, agents are asking them to guarantee their pay before you even find a home. So it's kind of, or understand the scope of work. So it's interesting to see, what buyers are still willing to use a buyer agent instead of going straight to the listing agent, where they can ask for a lesser commission. And the listing agent, the same deal with my sides. You have to specify that, and I had this happen with a deal I had recently where unfortunately the greedy listing agent kept 4%. And even though I asked her in a different form, I shared that my usual rate is 3%. And I just said, I'm not able to see what you're offering. Well, they didn't text me back. And then they had the title company send paperwork, the closing paperwork that showed 4% and 3% to me. And, that really wasn't fair because you're not supposed to keep extra points. That would have been an opportunity for the seller to save some money. And if she's able to do that, it means she did not nail down a specific number if a buyer agent came along, which is the same thing that I had to sign the buyer agency agreement for. So we're all on our own. It's the Wild West. NAR, I've already said this many times, they made a bad deal. They imploded buyer agency. Only the mainstream, the places that are meant to serve the banks and all the money people, it protects them and nothing else. And again, they imploded buyer agency with this. I truly believe a lot of these people just don't even understand that it's 6% instead of 3 or 4 if they just went straight through the listing agent. And that's also why I have focused on why my buyer agency is so much better. I own a furniture company. Well, my father owns it, but you can, 6 one way, half a dozen the other, whatever you want to say. We benefit from a furniture sale. So in my broker offer and my services, if you use me for your buyer agency and pay me 3%, you'll get a big allowance from that very commission towards furniture that you also need, which is a savings. And regular agents can't offer that. They can't say, oh, just go to Spiller, or wherever, Ashley Furniture, and I'll pay $1,000 out of my commission. No, we we get it at cost, and this is an actual company. It's not going to be anywhere near the same offer. It's not going to be anywhere near it. And if they do, I mean, you would have paid the commission anyway. Straight up. This is a prime example of it. All right, next up, we got more new construction pending. Ebony Lockhart, DHI. So see there, that even though they have a buyer agent, but it's in the same company. So I guarantee it was a little bit less rate. Again, Terrence McClure. Man, there's like 20 new construction homes that went pending today. Ethelsville, single family lot was listed. Ralph Harvey lists with Freedom. Jumping Dog Properties. This is interesting. 3.5 acres in Ethelsville on Yorkville Road went pending for 18.4. It was on the market for 167 days. I don't think I saw this one. 5,257 per acre. Be interesting to see if that one closes. All right, next up. This is Tuscaloosa, primary home, Burt's Garden subdivision. It's a mid-century subdivision, primary home only. And it does have a buyer agent and a listing agent, 2 different companies, 2 different agents. The Glens subdivision, Tuscaloosa City West. It was on the market less than 1 month, asking $190,000. Kenya Wynn and Jaquan Winters, Pritchett Moore Real Estate. So that one had 2 agents, and the buyer is paying a buyer agent fee. The buyer guaranteed a buyer agent fee, even though the seller has to pay it, and you don't know which house you're going to sell. Cool. All right, next up, another one of those conversion condos, Watercress, sold right away. West York is a buyer agent on that one. Alice Maxwell on the listing side. Actually, it's not closing until January 2nd, though. All right, next up, Ashley Hill subdivision, Tuscaloosa City Southeast. This is a good subdivision. It's just one road subdivision. Tanner Ashcraft, seller agent. Brett Payne, Keller Williams was the buyer agent. So there you got 2 agents as well, instead of the buyers going directly to the listing agent and requesting a lesser commission from the seller side. Fayette, Alabama, 158 days on market, mid-century, 1,000 square feet. 2 agents as well. My friend Y. Von Reinhardt over at Capital Real Estate, she's a buyer agent. Larry Humber, seller agent. Snapdragon Co. is more of this new construction, but this one's got a different agent. And then finally, in Cuba, Alabama, I did see this one's on the market for 169 days. It's got a full acre with it. And one side agent. Both sides were the same agent, Ashley Welburn. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow. Okay, so interesting market update. Tuscaloosa's always been in its own kind of bubble, not on the national trend, which is great. We have powerhouse employment like that and established circle of success and pathways. But new enterprise is always knocking. And we truly believe that here at Already Furnished. Enjoy the rest of the day. Probably won't do a market update live. I might send out an email. Make sure you're on my email list and communicating with me about your goals. Whatever you want to accomplish, this is the time to make the plans. It's the end of the year. Make the plans. We'll knock it out over 2026. Real estate is a long game. It's the long game. It's not the short game at all. All right. Enjoy the day. Take care of yourself.